Let's be honest, we are all drowning in information. Emails, reports, data, it just never stops. But what if you had a superpower? A way to cut right through all that noise and find the insights that actually matter? Well, today, we're diving into the AI analysis revolution. And trust me, it's not just changing how we work, it's changing how we think.
Take a look at this number, 3.6 hours. That's how much of your workday you might be losing every single day just searching for information. I mean, think about that. We're not just swimming in data anymore, we are literally drowning in it. And it's costing us the one thing we can never get back, our time.
So here's the game plan for today. First, we're going to really get into that feeling of data overload. Then we'll open up the AI toolkit that's helping us fight back. We'll look at the real-world impact, how this stuff is actually being used, and what it all means for the future of our jobs. And finally, we'll get into the really big questions about ethics in this new agentic era, an era where AI is becoming less of a tool and, more of a collaborator.
You know the feeling, right? Your inbox is a complete disaster, you've got a dozen reports you were supposed to read yesterday, and that one tiny piece of information you actually need is probably buried in some chat from 3 weeks ago. Yeah, it's not just you. This is the new normal for professionals everywhere, and it's making it almost impossible to focus on what we're actually paid to do, get things done.
Okay, so this is where AI comes into the picture. Imagine having a personal data analyst on your team, one that can read thousands of documents in seconds, pull out the key themes, and just give you the highlights. See, it's not about replacing us. It's about giving us a superpower, a toolkit to be way more effective, more strategic, and ultimately, a lot more creative.
So how does this AI magic actually work? Well, it all starts with a concept called content analysis. For decades, researchers have done this by hand, painstakingly going through texts, highlighting phrases, trying to spot patterns. It's kind of like being a detective, but your crime scene is a mountain of paperwork. AI just automates that whole detective process, making it unbelievably fast and powerful.
And the secret sauce that makes it all possible? It's something called natural language processing, or NLP for short. This is the same tech that lets your phone understand you when you ask for directions. It's what allows these new AI tools to read a 100-page report and spit back the 3 most important takeaways. It's all about teaching computers to understand language just like we do.
Now, when an AI writes a summary, it usually takes one of 2 approaches. The first is called extractive. Think of this like taking a highlighter to a textbook. It just pulls out the most important sentences. The second is abstractive, and this is where it gets really cool. This is more like reading the whole book and then writing your own book report about it. It's the difference between just finding information and actually creating understanding.
And let me be clear, this isn't just a small step forward, it's a massive leap. For years, data analysis was all about looking in the rearview mirror, analyzing stuff that already happened. With AI, we can finally look out the windshield. We can ask it questions in plain English, get answers in real time, and start making decisions based on what's likely to happen next. It's a total game changer.
Okay, so what does all this theory look like out in the real world? Let's move past the jargon and explore how AI analysis is already shaking things up in industries from healthcare to finance and, well, pretty much everywhere else.
The impact is frankly huge and almost immediate. We're talking about saving incredible amounts of time, making smarter decisions, and helping teams work better together. But it's not just about being more efficient. It's about freeing up human beings to do what we do best: innovate, create, and solve the really tough problems.
And this isn't just about making businesses more money. Take a look at this. In Zambia, the Mpelembe network is using AI to analyze patient data, helping doctors make faster, more accurate diagnoses. This is a perfect example of how this technology can be used to solve some of the world's most urgent problems and genuinely improve people's lives.
The possibilities here are just exploding. Doctors are using it to understand diseases. Financial analysts are using it to spot market trends before they happen. Lawyers are using it to find that one key document in a mountain of evidence. Teachers, marketers, the list just goes on and on. The bottom line is, if your job involves information in any way, AI is going to change it.
Okay, but all this progress brings up a really big question, right? What does this mean for our jobs? If AI can do all these things, where do humans fit in? This is the question on everyone's mind, so let's get into it.
49%. Let that sink in for a second. That is the projected percentage of current workplace skills that could be obsolete by 2025. That's not a typo, and 2025 is not some far-off future. It's basically tomorrow. This isn't about a few jobs here and there. This is a fundamental shift in what it means to be a skilled professional.
And check this out. This isn't just about entry-level roles. By 2028, over half of all knowledge worker jobs could be transformed. But get this, the same is true for executives and the C-suite. No one gets a pass on this. The question really isn't if your job will change, but how you'll adapt when it does.
So, is there any good news? Absolutely. As AI handles more of the routine, analytical tasks, it's actually freeing us up to be more human. The skills of the future aren't about what you can memorize. They're about how you think, how you connect with people, and how you lead. We're talking about creativity, critical thinking, communication, the durable skills that AI just can't replicate. And they're becoming more valuable than ever.
But, as they say, with great power comes great responsibility. As we build these incredible AI collaborators, we absolutely have to build the ethical frameworks to make sure they're used for good. This isn't just a technical challenge, it's a deeply human one.
So what are the big questions we need to be asking? How do we protect people's privacy when we're feeding all this data into the system? How do we make sure we can actually explain why an AI made a certain decision? And maybe most importantly, how do we ensure there is always a human in the loop to make the final call? These are not easy questions, but they are the ones we have to get right.
And this right here really gets to the heart of it. An AI is only as good as the data we train it on. If that data is biased, the results will be biased. It's that simple. Garbage in, garbage out. Getting trustworthy, useful insights depends entirely on the quality and the integrity of that starting data. It's the foundation for everything else.
So here we are, the AI revolution is here, and there's no turning back. The real question for all of us is no longer if we will use this technology, but how. Are we going to use it to augment our own intelligence, to solve our biggest problems, and to build a better future? Or will we get lazy and let it replace our own judgment? The choice, ultimately, is ours.